Subscribe, like, comment and share to support the channel. Thank you for the support. Albion Fortress assignments are divided into 3 teams. The Pioneer team is in charge of supplying goods and repairing buildings. The Annihilation team protects from the invasion of monsters on top of the fortress walls. And the Reconnaissance team analyzes the trends of the monsters from outside the fortress. Because the Reconnaissance team has to search outside the fortress, they are the ones most exposed to danger. That was where Damien had been assigned. We return to our boy and big boy bundle who were in a tent. Damien felt annoyed over the fact that he had been assigned to the Reconnaissance team. Another member appears and tells him that he was the last member of Group 6. He welcomes Damien and introduces himself as Amoeba King. He introduces the other members as No One Dandy Man, Lucky Day, I Love Choco and Seo Hyun. Damien was surprised to hear that she was here too. Even Hyun was shocked to see him, but Damien just simply introduces himself to the group. Is everyone here? Said a man as he entered the tent. The man introduces himself as the leader of Group 6 of the Reconnaissance teams and the Night Crow Knights, Jorno Djekachev. He explains to them that their tasks are simple, so he was going to explain immediately. He tells them that they first needed to analyze the trends, scales, fighting powers, and habits of the monsters outside the border. Second was that they will move while following the search path to check whether the place's equipment got damaged. And if the camp's conditions are favorable, soon enough a notification appears with the quest night at Veritas Highlands. Its detail was to follow the Reconnaissance team and search outside Albion Fortress. It gave out a warning that if you fall out of line or cause discord, you may die at the hands of the Night Crow Knights. Damien looks at the quest window and thought about how it was simpler than he thought. He noted that there were a lot of modified monsters here, but if he just carefully hunt and wait until the day of the twin moons, he could level up a lot and earn lots of money. Jorno announces to them that they will carry out their tasks as of this moment at the 3 bunkers that are built in the search paths area in groups of 2. He shouts at them that they would be leaving in 5 minutes and to get their gear. The scene changes to a small wooden hideout in the snowy mountain. This was the second western bunker, which was where Damien's team is located. Damien lets out a deep sigh, complaining that he was so tired, and not only were they in the same group, they were even in the same team. Hyun hears him and shouts at Damien, saying that it was her line and questioned him about whether he knew what she had to go through because of him. Damien gave her a clueless, idiotic face and wonders like what. Hearing that reply made her even more annoyed, but he soon asks her about whether he should be the one complaining about what he had gone through. It seems to Damien that she wanted to talk about when they were catching the Great Wolf King, but it was actually her who started blackmailing and ganging up on him. Hyun tried to explain that it was misleading from their point of view, but Damien didn't care about that. He explains to her that if she came at him first then she would have won, but he continues to tease her by saying that she was the one who almost died but lived thanks to her family name. And after taking out her weapon out in Albion Fortress Square, Hyun had enough and yells at Damien if he was done with the insults, but his focus was drawn to something that was flying towards them. Damien recognizes it was a ghoul, a flying-type monster, but he noted that it shouldn't be here in this area. Seeing the monster made Damien excited as he pulls out his dagger while telling Hyun not to move a bit. As the ghoul came closer, Damien got himself into a readied stance. But before he could do something, someone else slams a purple lightning attack onto the ghoul before it reached Damien and Hyun. The powerful attack sends the ghoul flying far away. Oops, not that far, as the ghoul simply laid beside from where Damien and Hyun stood. Amoeba King enters their hideout and asks Hyun if she was okay, but Hyun was confused about why Amoeba King was here with them. Damien wondered as well as to why someone who was supposed to be at a different bunker appeared as if he knew when exactly the ghoul was coming. Amoeba King continued to ask if Hyun wasn't hurt anywhere while ignoring Damien and Bundle, but her attention was drawn to the monster as she asks him if he knew what it was. She looks at the defeated ghoul and noted that it kinda looks like a vampire. Damien informs her that it was a Veritas ghoul, one of the most annoying monsters that appear in this place, but he tells them that it was not yet dead. Hearing those words causes Amoeba King and Hyun to immediately prepare their weapons. A notification appears stating that the Veritas ghoul was about to transform. The Veritas ghoul's body started to have red lights appearing all over it. It lets out a ferocious scream as it recovered its health. A window appears with information about it. It states that its species was a demon and that it was level 65. Its unique trait was that the moment this monster tries to transform, its level rapidly increases. So be wary. Hyun couldn't believe that Damien was right as she pulled out her rapier, but Damien tells her to move aside as there was no point in pissing it off by attacking it with a half-baked attack again. Just as the ghouls lets out another fierce scream, Damien tells them to watch carefully as he was going to teach them how to properly kill a ghoul. He leaps into the air, telling them that first was its head, then its shoulder, then its Achilles heel, then slice up its remaining joints. The ghoul lets out a painful scream over the damages that our boy has done to it. In that short time, as it falls to its knees, 2 notifications appear stating that the Veritas ghoul has received serious damages, while the other states that the Veritas ghoul's defensive power has decreased and its defense reduced. But something started to happen to the ghoul as its neck started to move around. Damien sees this and knows that it was a ghoul's move when it's about to shoot bone splinters from its mouth. He quickly begins to move while thinking if it was trying to struggle until the end. Just like how Damien predicted, the ghoul spits out the splinters from its mouth. Knowing that it was going to attack made it easier for Damien to escape from it as he casually dodges its attack with ease. He soon casts his own witch doctor skill, which lights his hand. He looks at it and shouts out checkmate with an insane speed that was caused with 99 times of bloody impulse. Damien landed a blow onto its head with so much power that it causes the head to explode into a bloody mess. One Punch Man style. The ghoul laid on the ground with its headless body. 2 notifications appear telling Damien that he had killed the Veritas ghoul and had gained experience. Once the battle had ended, Damien lets out a deep sigh. As he stood over the ghoul's body, he asks them if they had just saw what he did. He reminds them that if they were trying to kill a ghoul, then they should go for its head first. Amoeba King couldn't believe what he was seeing. He questions Damien on how he did it, but Damien simply placed a dagger against his throat, telling Amoeba King that he wanted to keep things short. Damien then questions him about how he knew when the ghoul would appear. Hyun couldn't stand this sudden action from Damien and scolded him for treating someone like this when they fought alongside with him. Amoeba King tells Damien to calm down as he just saw a herd of ghouls coming from afar, and that he saw one of them turning this way. Damien pulls his dagger away from his throat and questions him about the herd of ghouls. He then poses with both daggers this time, telling Amoeba King that the Veritas ghouls didn't understand the concept of same race, so unless someone was up to something, they would never travel in a group. Damien then questions Amoeba King about who he was. Hearing that angers him as he couldn't reply back. Damien was ready to fight as he tells him if he wanted to get hit before explaining. "What's with the noise over there?" questioned a voice that drew everyone's attention. Giorno appears from above and questions Damien about why he was trying to fight his allies. Damien smiles as he looks up at Giorno for coming just in time. Giorno questions Amoeba King about why he was here since he was supposed to be at the 3rd bunker. Damien knew that the NPCs became very firm when players interrupt the quest. Amoeba King tried to explain that he saw a monster approaching this way as Giorno leaps down to them. Amoeba King continues to explain his actions by stating that he thought it was a Veritas ghoul and that he came to help, but Damien cuts him off, telling Giorno that a certain person here left his bunker as he pleased and even knows a lot about ghouls. He informs Giorno that he thinks he came here for a different reason other than what he said. Damien even further implies that he thinks of him as a spy who will harm Albion Fortress. Amoeba King continued to be annoyed and angered by Damien's sharp words. Amoeba King reveals an object that glowed red while calling Damien a bastard that was really annoying. Damien looked in horror over what was revealed. Amoeba King held a red orb in his hand and tells them that even though the rewards for the quest were good, he wanted to get rid of him and make it look like he got killed by the monsters. He finally decides to screw the quest and kill all of them. A red warning notification appears telling Damien that the Tessa ring sensed a strong feeling of darkness. He looks at the ring that glowed and wondered why it was doing that. He soon spots a bunch of the Veritas ghouls coming towards them in packs. Everyone were soon alarmed to see the group of ghouls approaching them. Amoeba King smiles as the darkness from the red orb started to enter his body. He questions Damien about the life he lived as someone had given him this to kill him. He continues to talk that even if he was lucky to kill one ghoul, there was no way he would ever be capable of killing all of them. But a quick bright flash appears around his neck as he spoke. Damien had sliced off the head of the traitor in front of everyone. The red orb drops out of his hand just as a notification appears stating that Amoeba King has logged out. Damien noted that Amoeba King sure does talk a lot while wondering how such an insignificant person dared to act out. But a red warning appears telling them that a group of Veritas ghouls were approaching and being pulled in by the energy of darkness. Giorno announces that the ghouls were coming and orders everyone to return to Albion Fortress and assume battle formation. A new quest notification appears called the Mysterious Rage. It states that the monsters have absorbed an ominous power. If he wanted to live, he needed to escape the stronghold and return to the fortress. It gave out a warning that the level of monsters is quite high, so Damien needed to be careful not to die. Damien was annoyed to see the quest and figured out that the ball was attracting the ghouls. Giorno was the first one to run as he yells at them if they wanted to live. Run! Hyun and Damien soon followed right behind him as the ghouls closed in on them. As they continued to run away, Hyun questioned Damien about things that he had done to the point that Amoeba King wanted to try and kill him. But Damien tells her that he didn't know as there were so many bastards that were trying to kill. Damien looks back at the pack of ghouls and realizes that they would catch up to them at this rate. He then decides that he needed to get rid of some of them. He calls out to Hyun about her wanted to show off her ability. He tells her that when he gives her the signal was when she needed to attack. Damien stopped running and turned around to face the ghouls as Hyun asked him about what the signal was. Damien instantly summons 2 potions using the Witch Doctor skill. He threw the 99 times of the Decay Elixir towards the incoming ghouls while shouting at Hyun that this was the signal. He tells her to explode all of the elixirs. Hyun grunted but decided to cooperate with him. She lunges forward while casting her own rapier skill. It was the Balestra Rose skill that lets out pink petals while she charges forward. The elixirs soon exploded the moment her skill came into contact with them. Multiple ghouls soon fell to the earth after being hit by the combined attack of Damien and Hyun, with his hand holding onto hers. Damien held onto the side of the ledge with Hyun as he tells Giorno that he was leaving the rest to him. A change started to occur in Giorno as he casted the Night Crow skill. He uses the Shadow Sword skill that left multiple purple slashes across the various ghouls that were near him and had beheaded them all in one strike. Multiple notifications appear stating that they had defeated a Veritas ghoul and gained multiple experience points. Damien shouted nice as he and Hyun jumped down. He thought about how awesome it was to get a free level up at this timing. Hyun on the other hand started to fall for our boy's Riz as she imagined flowers surrounding them as they fell together. Giorno soon approaches them and noted that they were both talented. He then informs them that they needed to escape this place quickly before other monsters come after hearing the noise. They soon reached a valley that laid before Albion Fortress. The 3 of them continued to move at a fast pace to reach the safe haven, but a sudden explosion and appearance of another player catches their attention. Hyun called out to I Love Choco, the female wizard who had fallen to the ground due to the explosion. Another player appears while telling them that they had taken their sweet time. He held onto another player's body while stating that he thought he was going to fall asleep from waiting so long. Damien drew his dagger and asked him if he was the one who was trying to kill him. The mysterious player threw the body to the side, telling Damien that because of him, they had lost favor with the higher-ups and that the Jingsan startup was in danger of disappearing altogether. So don't you think I should get my revenge? Said the player as he snaps his fingers together with a smile on his face. Multiple players started to appear above Damien's group while holding the same red orb. They gathered in huge numbers and laughed as they watched Damien. Hyun noticed and wondered if they were holding the same orb that Amoeba King was holding earlier. A red warning appears warning that the Tessa ring senses a strong feeling of darkness. Damien's ring had begun to glow once again. This made him question whether the mysterious player was trying to summon more monsters with those balls again. But a creepy sound resonated throughout the valley. A dreadful aura could be seen approaching them along with a huge shadow that was casted onto the ground. Damien looks at where it was coming from and wondered what it was. Oh dear lord, a monster with multiple heads had appeared. A window appears revealing its information. It was a stitched-up predator whose species was a demon and type was champion. Its unique trait was this monster's type level and abilities are decided depending on the beings that make up its body, so pay close attention. Another red warning appears as it states that a champion monster has appeared and to be careful not to die. Damien held a nervous smile on his face as he thought that all he needed to do was to just search around for this quest, but a champion-level monster has suddenly appeared. Thanks for watching the latest part from the voice of Manhwa. Subscribe for more content and don't forget to comment below what you want to see in the future. Like and share for more.